Hey everybody, sorry about that for being a minute late. The power went out like 10 minutes ago, and incredibly difficult to get ready for a morning show and the power's out and you do everything on the line. Anyway, been running around here trying to. I don't even know where I left my monster. I was running around here trying to get the power turned back on, trying to get everything loaded back up so I could go live. And anyway, still got my jacket on even. Yeah, that's power was out when I got here, came back on, went back off. I mean, what the fudge is going on? It's not even like stormy or anything. It's a freaking sunny day. I mean, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. We do have the FOMC today. Everett, Dan, George, Michael, Rungamer, Brian, Dex, Alan, Philip, Cliff, Jeremy, Don, morning. Gary, Maurizio, Donald, Arturo, Alan, Pat, Craig, Anthony, Penny, Andreas, Valerie, Greg, Ray, David, Merle. Good morning, everybody. And if you want to chat with me like all these fine folks, click the link right over here, right down here. Click that link, the little green overlay with my logo. Be a subscriber to the channel. Hey, Ted, morning. And a few seconds later, you can chat on the live stream just like all those fine folks. And you know what? If I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below if you want to talk to me, or you can expand the description and there's a link in there. It's like $5. I give you an indicator and a list every week for 3 months, and you get in Discord and you can chat with me, ask me all the time. Now you can also follow me on X, and I post my chart of the week on there. Post my chart of the week in Discord, and if you're lucky enough to get in the SMS list, there's some extra content there too. So yeah, if I say anything today, you like or dislike, give me a thumbs up or down or whatever. Interact with the video, share it with a friend. I appreciate it all. Ray, hey, good morning. So that's the spiel. We have the FOMC at 2 p.m. That's kind of the big event of the day. The market likely to kind of go. I mean, we may drift up, we may drift down, we may drift a little bit before, but volatility event coming up 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Hey, Kevin, good morning. Thanks for the comment yesterday. I appreciate that. And all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Come on, we're not doing this. We all know this, right? Hopefully, we all know this. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, fun. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. If you desire personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. Has a fiduciary duty to give you advice based on your situation. That's not me. I'm not a financial advisor. All that said, don't buy stocks, don't buy options, don't buy futures, don't buy Forex, don't buy cryptos, don't buy bonds, don't sell any of that stuff, don't short it, don't do that stuff, all right? All trading involves a substantial risk of money. Risk of loss, risk of money, risk of loss. You might make money, you might lose money. You can lose money much faster. The statistics aren't with you, all right? Like 99% of day traders lose money, something like that, some ridiculous statistic. I don't try to be a day trader most of the time for that very reason. So all trading is difficult. All right. Now let's as I said, we have FOMC today right here. Hopefully all my tabs loaded. Like I said, I just pop this on and pop this on, pop this up and pop this on, trying to hurriedly get on the live stream because the power came on like 2 minutes before I was supposed to be live. I was like, cheese and crackers, Batman. Anyway, so big news today, 2 p.m. Let's be honest, they're unlikely to raise rates. They've been out there banging the drum for 2 weeks, speaking every chance they could get, saying that they do not expect to raise rates. They believe that the bond market has tightened fiscal conditions to the point where they don't need to make any further action right now. They have been saying that they do expect one more rate raise, so that leaves us 6 weeks from now, one more possible time they can do it this year. Otherwise, we're into 2024. Welcome to the first day of November. Holy baloney. I mean, what the heck? Where did the year go? We're down to the last 2 months. Holy moly. Hey, good morning from Vancouver Island, Ronald. Went to Vancouver, British Columbia once. Interesting place. I visited the Chinatown. The Chinatown there is the second largest in North America. In Vancouver. And I need to start up the other window because I had something I wanted to show you. And yeah, there we go. This is the big thing of the week right here. After the close, look at this. 211 companies reporting earnings. Before the open today, we had 99. And there's a lot of stuff down. There's not much up pre-market, or at least there wasn't in the hurriedly 2 minutes I built the list. Then before the open tomorrow, so we after the close today, we have 420 companies reporting earnings before we hit the open tomorrow. And then Thursday, of course, we have the big dog of the week, Apple, reporting earnings. So we got stuff like PayPal, Roku, Qualcomm, Supermicro, SolarEdge, Airbnb, Etsy, Mercado Libre, Elf. Elf is like down big. Like, I don't know. It's like, ouch. Anyway, Palantir, I think I said that right. Shopify, Lilly, Novo Nordisk. So both of the GLP-1 drugs reporting earnings today. Moderna, Crux, Barrick. Yeah, that's the gold miner that I have a position in. Penn, that one's been getting hit too. Cigna, ConocoPhillips. Yeah, we got Coinbase coming up on Thursday, tomorrow after the close. This ought to be an interesting wrap up to the week. I mean, let's be honest here. This is got a lot of earnings, and a lot of news, a lot of everything. This is maybe a pivotal week. Now, let's look at some charts, shall we? So, fun morning, yeah. Fun morning when power's out. Not exactly my good time. So this is my chart of the week. Right here. SVXY. If you go find it, we had an aggressive entry above 84.50. Now, one person asked, do you take it right away? I actually took it down here when we were bouncing off the roadmap line. I didn't expect it to go much lower. If you've been on the show before, you've probably, if you've been watching the show, if you're a regular viewer, let's say it that way, I've talked about this right here. The fact that like 14 times since the COVID drop, 14 times, every time we've pulled back about 15 to 20% in the SVXY, which means the VIX was popping, we have in the following 30 to 45 days, roughly, 30 to 45 days, we have recovered right back up. Happened over and over and over and over and over. We don't always make a higher high. Sometimes we just come up and go lower. Sometimes. But almost every time we have come right back up. Usually taking anywhere from, 30 to 45 days. Sometimes out 51, 50 could possibly be 60 days. But at this point, I bought some December contracts. And that gives me about a month and a half from now for this to come back up in this vicinity right up here. I'm at 86 on my strike. I've got like 30 something of these. We'll see. We'll see. All right. If we get in profit, I'd probably book it. If we get up in the 90s, anywhere, there was a gap fill. There is a gap. Gap resistance right there. We left the gap open. And look, it tapped once, tapped twice. You don't think it's going to be resistance again? I bet it is. Watch for that to pop right up in that area. You may want to protect profits. If it does, the super conservative target, prior high, 94. Conservative target, 98. Aggressive target, 103. And you may consider stopping out below 77. So there you go. Any questions? You can let me know. That's not really like a, remember, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. I'm not recommending you do anything. Don't take this trade, all right? Just paper trade it. Watch it. Track it. If you don't trust me, for gosh sakes, if you've never seen anything I do before, don't just take this trade. Don't take the trade if you have seen stuff I do before. I'm not recommending you do anything. All right, you can lose money. We could lose all the money. Be careful. All right. Now, I really like that. That is a beautiful chart. I mean, it really is. Beautiful pattern, beautiful chart. We'll see. S5FI, right back up near 20 at the close yesterday. Didn't quite breach it. If we could see a big up on the FOMC. Now, if this thing shoots right up above 80 in the coming weeks, it's probably going to come right back down. We've seen some volatility on this baby. See, look, right here. If we do this, we may come right back down. We may do like we did right here. Be careful. That's all I gotta say. There's kind of a crash set up in the market right now. Unfortunately, if we don't bust up through key resistance, we could turn down there and make a big down. All right. Just want to be clear right now that if we come up here and turn down again, oh baby, we could go lower low. It could be lower low than October last year, not just October this year. It could be lower low than October last year, and it could get there in like a month and a half. Yeah, that kind of big down. That's kind of scary. So this is now potentially on the chart. Makes me really nervous. So we need to clear this key resistance up here around 4,500. If we don't, that big crash could be in the cards. All right. If we start breaking, if we pop up above the roadmap line and then come back down through the roadmap line, that's like your key. All right. Keep coming back for more. I'll keep you updated on where we're at. Right now, that's market did what I didn't want it to did, and it's no bueno, as I say, no good. It's yeah, it's one of those rare instances where it's set up something that's not too good to the downside. All right, it has a thin margin to fix this, get it back on the bullish side. If we don't, we're probably looking at least a lower low than here, if not a lower low than October last year. I'll be able to tell you more as we develop, because right now all we have is a little check mark off that support, and yeah. So that's why I was warning on the SVXY. You may want to protect your profits as we get close to that. As we get close to this gap fill. If we come up there and gap fill it, be careful. I mean, look, 1, 2, 3. Be careful out there. Be careful out there. Why the heck did it scroll all the way back over there? Weird. Anyway. Moving on. You know, VIX, right down to the roadmap line. Do we bounce there? Do we bust on down, come back down to the lows? I kind of think we do this, but we don't have to. You certainly want to watch out for support right there. That 16 area, if we bounce there, we can go right back up. And this thing goes quick, so. But that's choppy and overlappy, and that was kind of a three-wave up. We can get right back down to lows very easily. ES overnight, getting a little positive action. We got the market open already. And I mean, time's flying. When your morning gets all flipped upside down, I tell you what. Continuing the bullish charge, we do have resistance at the roadmap line. Same on the S&P. Bullish charge off the low, off that resistance, or off that support, I mean. Get a little retrace for the gap up. We do have resistance right here. We got tons of resistance lines. And this one's going to be one where we topped out for 2 days. And it was right where this consolidation was over here. That's going to be resistance right into that roadmap line. So that's going to be a fairly strong band of resistance to get through. Then we have this one up here where we topped out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Right there on the S&P. And it was the gap down. Significant resistance right there. 4370 up to 4400. It's like, oh, I think that was on the other chart. Yeah, 4400 right there. Key resistance. Imagine that. So, all kind of coming together here. Key resistance point right there where we made all those highs. And couldn't fill that gap. Please be careful. Anyway. All right. NASDAQ looking pretty good. I mean, that's a fair move up off the lows. We get back above this consolidation right here. We filled that gap. It's not all bearish and nasty. I mean, big tech could pull us out of this thing and we not look back. Like I said, there's a thin margin that we can thread back out of here. We filled that gap back from June. I said we would likely fill it at some point. We went way up away, and I was like, well, maybe we don't. Well, we came back and filled it. We filled it right up. And now that leaves us to go higher, but the resistance is on this. I mean, look, lower high, lower high, lower high. That's a downtrend, and we need to break up out of it. And we actually poked down below the lows. You know, look at the downtrend of lows, and we poked below it here. Was that the final flush out? We can hope. We can break back through the resistance. All clear. We can go higher. We'll see what we get. Russell, though, not looking as good. We did come right down to the target zone that I was looking for since back earlier in the year. I mean, I was looking for it all the way back here in April. Looking for us to come down in that area. We finally got there. So, just May, June, July, August, September, October. 6 months later, finally got there. Time is the hardest thing to predict sometimes. I thought we would come down here. We failed to break out, and we came all the way down. Did the head and shoulders, went double that. So, would I bet on more downside? No. Would I bet on a reversal at this point? No. Is it bearish below the roadmap line? Yes. Be careful. This is IWM, if you're unfamiliar, small caps. There is no gap overnight, so nothing to do on the OBA trade. Oil finally came down, finding support. Could this be an entry here? Will we cross back up through 83.50? Maybe. I might buy a light position in UCO. The next run could take us up into 98, possibly 103 area. That was all I was looking for on oil. And this next run could be a monster run. We're holding the higher low. This thing could pop it off in a big way. I'm not even joking a little bit here. And we're 103, possibly even 109 on this next move. And if you zoom out and look at the bigger correction that we did, the years-long correction, and we topped out back here, March 22. We ended up down here, May 23. Years-long correction right there. That one projects us up to like 150, possibly 170. I mean, that's going to hurt. I don't care who you are in the world, that's going to hurt. $150 oil, $170 oil, that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt everything. We can see that. It's in the chart. Be careful. Plan ahead. All right? I'm not saying it's doing it today. I'm not saying it's doing it tomorrow, not next week, not next month, but it's in the chart. All right? That was years-long correction. This is the beginning. Could be 3 years before we see that. But could be 2024, could be 2025. That potential and possibilities in the chart that we could see $150, $170 oil. All right, mark it down. Save this video. I said it here first. Anyway, time's hard to predict though, so could be 5 years. I don't know. It's in the, and that's before it's getting that high before it goes lower than it was on the last dip. So, gold continuing to have trouble breaking out. If we can break out 2150, possibly 2200. As long as we don't, probably coming back to the roadmap line again. The longer we hang out here, the more likely it becomes that we're going to dip right back here. Bitcoin, maybe, just maybe, won't come back to 25,000 again. That may be the last time we see 25,000 for a long, long, long time. In fact, highly likely to come up in this zone. I expect to see 36. We get above 40, things are going to get spicy. We may see a pullback before halving. We may get up into this 42 area and pull back. Kind of held this for a good long while. That 42, kind of the ideal target. May get up there, pull back into halving, which is roughly March, April timeframe. Somewhere right in here. We'll see as we get closer what the actual, it's based on blocks that get created. There's a new block every 10 minutes-ish. And so it's kind of hard to predict how many 10-minute blocks are created in there. But once we get to that 250,000 landmark, we're going to cut the mining reward in half. That's going to create a lot of excitement. We'll likely pull back into that and then go on a halving run. And kind of corresponds with a potential Elliott wave pattern. Ethereum does not look nearly this bullish. We are still way down here and holding lower highs. Look at this right here. Look, holding lower highs. Lower high, lower high. If we turn down here, this can make a lower low than we had right back here. In fact, I'm starting to debate my holding a few Ethereum. They're unprofitable. I may just close them out, move them to other places. I'm not liking the fact that this has no enthusiasm to break through this area. Of course, you know, as soon as I close it, it's going higher. So we all know that's the way it works, right? Anyway, dollar, look at that. 108. That's the upside target. If we get above this high, pushing up. Right there it is. All right, stuff moving today. Patty, wow, look at that. Look at that pop. Must be a buyout. Yep, I was going to say, must be a buyout. GNRC. Where could be the low? I don't know. It can go to 0. So we may bounce back up to the roadmap line around 114, 120, but 67 or 68 and 44. You have to be conservative on the upper side of these. On the downside targets, wouldn't surprise me to go lower. We did make a lower low. This could be the bottom. And this was a 3-wave corrective up and 1, 2, 3, probably doing a 4 and get a 5 flush. Then we may start a reversal. This looks like it's not done yet. I bet we have more downside in Generac. Wing. Nice move up. We're at the 618 though. We break back below the roadmap line. Watch out below for sure. This would be, I'd move down to 120. If we reject the roadmap line here, it'd be like that. If we can get if we reject the 618, break below the roadmap line. That's where we're going right there. More than likely. Now, if we break above here, tilts the odds of going up to 242. TM. That one keeps they're doing pretty good on announcing the solid state battery news. I mean, they start pulling back and then they announce some new battery news and then they pop again. They know, but we do have a Head and Shoulders in there. If it breaks down below the neckline, watch out, baby. You can see it right here, right? See this? Like shoulder, head, shoulder. Could be over here. Sloppy. There we go. See that, right? Everybody see it? Everybody see it? I can see it. Do we do that? Or do we reject and go up? So there you go. Potential on Toyota Motors. FSLR, right down to the 1618. Touch, and that could be it. Watch for a break above the roadmap line. It's if we reject the roadmap line and turn down again, next extension could be on down. Just make a wild guess. Could be like 121, maybe 100. Be careful. Tesla making the morning movers. Still hasn't quite touched the target to the downside. I expect one more flush down here, at least 190. If not 166. And if I put it in log mode. Yeah. 179 would be a pretty place to kind of balance. That's where this black support resistance line was from way back over here. See the lows? Kind of found support there, found support there. Do we do it again? It's been kind of a key level right around that 180. You see how it kind of flirted around there for a little bit there. Flirted around there a little bit here. There again. Do we touch it again? Don't have to. We can just hold it right in here and go higher. But, hey, there's certain prices that certain stocks like. 180 seems to be one that Tesla likes. Wouldn't surprise me to dip right back in there. CRSP. This is a biotech pharma. Be careful. Elon's on X every day. I mean, all day, every day. Did you see him his Halloween costume from when he's 5? That was pretty funny. He was dressed as a weird Santa. Anyway. Caesars Entertainment. Probably on the way to 34. VA. Hey. So far, so good. Bounce here. Rally up here. Find resistance. Turn down for the next leg. That was one big kind of down without much retrace. Expect a rally back up in this 210, 220 area. Then probably turn down again. PERI. Could that be the low? Maybe. Nice 3-wave action. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so close. So close. Got really close. Came up shy of the at 2350. But I always hold that these fib lines are kind of like fuzzy zones. They're more like this, I feel like. So essentially it touched it. And there you go. Paycom. Ouch. That's a dumpster fire. How low is that one going? Shh, watch out. Where's that? I mean, let's zoom that one out. Let's look at a weekly. Is that a head and shoulders? Maybe. Where do you draw it? Not sure. I mean, is it there? Is it here? Yikes. That's negative. Draw it on the log scale. Now it doesn't look so, now it looks a little gnarly, but my sloppy scale could go down to 100. Could. I usually put things in log scale when they move more than $50, which, I mean, that was 500. That's 100. It's well more than $50. That's for sure. $400 down. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, probably going down to 100 at least, if not lower. I mean, for gosh sakes, be careful out there. Alrighty, slab. I mean, look at that, down $90 today on Paycom. Slab had a little pattern that I was looking at, but that one broke down to the downside. Even though reported earnings beating on the top, beating on the bottom, and getting slammed. Can that be the low? Well, it could, but how low does she go? Next target down 57. Estee Lauder. Boom. And crushed down below. That's why I say these are dumpster fires, baby. How low can she go? You can cut in half again. Easily. Easily. We touch right in the target and watch out below. Party City. No, Paylocity. I thought it was Party City there for a minute. Well, is Party City even still a ticker? That looks pretty horrible. Humana. I mean, look at all these negative. Humana getting retraced back to the roadmap line. That could be all she needed. All it needed right there. 541, 555 on the upside. MTZ. Woo. Woo. That's going down. Engineering. Whew. I see some work from these guys occasionally. That's, hey, right there. And it could bounce up here. It could consolidate sideways. Could just go sideways. And then make the extension lower. Yeesh. That's 60% off. I mean, ouch. Watch out for that move. YMC, Yum China Holdings. Ouch. In case you haven't heard, China not doing so good on the economic front. I mean, stuff like the yin and the yang, YNN, hadn't been on here much. That's probably going in the toilet. And down at the lows. What's the other one? Yang. That one, I would expect that to be up here, but I guess that's a decaying asset maybe. Anyway. EXTR. Golly, man. Extreme Networks. That's an extreme price move. Wow. That breaking below that 76 gives it odds that we're going down to $10 right down here. That's like higher odds that we're going to see that. It's kind of like the same as when I talk about these things are 70% likely to make the target on the upside. When we do this to the downside, 70% likely to go down to that $10 area. Boyle getting whacked. NG1 exclusion point. And just churning at the resistance there. Not breaking out, not breaking down. If we break about 370, I'm going to be looking for possibly something higher, but I'm still holding some UNG. I need about a little more than a double on this thing to salvage my calls. DTE. That looks pretty horrible. How low can she go? Way on down. Way on down is the answer. 85, 87, this area right here. Look, perfect. 1272, bounce to the 100, down to 85. W day, holding in the zone. If we hold there, break back above this, fill that gap. Upside targets 265, 283. Otherwise, be careful. We can make a deeper retrace back down to some of these other support levels. ELF, that thing went on a monster run and now coming back, has support here, filled the gap, almost filled the gap. We may break down and go lower. There's another gap here. And more consolidation right below it. That went up like a meme stock. I mean, look, went from 20 to 140. I mean, that was a 7x in like a year and 2 months. Watch out. That one's, there's a high likelihood we get a big retrace. right down in here, 66. Probably at least touching the 50% retrace at 80, if not coming on down. Match. Well, apparently looking for love isn't working out so good. Next target down 26 and then 19 below that. CVS. Let's just go ahead and move that one over. 62 and 59 below that. APLS. Biotech Pharma, be careful. Doesn't always follow the patterns. PayX. Whew, didn't do that one. Didn't do that. Breaking down, getting there. 96 becomes the target down here. C-Day. Choppy sideways. Drew a big arrow probably months ago, almost a year ago maybe. Still expect sideways. UNM. Retraced to the roadmap line. Didn't do the final breakout. Stopped at the 1618. Just took it a little longer to get over here. I drew it back here, but what is that? April, May. That's like the 6 months, right? Took 6 extra months to get here. Found resistance, turned down, broke down. You can go on a bigger retrace now. Got support at 41. We start getting below that. Odds are we're going down here to like 31. PKX, POSCO. Man, that's a horrible looking thing. Is that shipping? No, steel. Yeah, steel. Looks like that wants to retrace deeper. It's right at the 618. We hold here and turn back above the roadmap line. That's a very positive thing. But doesn't have much room to go. Could shoot up to 300 if it turns up back above the roadmap line here. That'd be pretty awesome. That'd be pretty dang sweet. Get back above that. Be like, pachow. That's the potential. Still got to clear the 618 and all that stuff. I'm actually going to send an alert. Send an alert at 95. And 95 to 300, man, that's 3 times your money. Buy some shares. Be a pretty good one. Yum. And getting hit with a lot of the other restaurants and stuff. I mean, let's be honest. McDonald's not looking so good. Yum looking almost just like the McDonald's chart. I mean, it's all part of the GLP-1 reaction. Lilly, NVO. I mean, there's a rumor that people, when they go on these drugs, they eat less. I mean, it's kind of confirmed by some research, but you know, there's I was looking at some other research that like 10% of the consumers are super consumers, maybe less than 10%. So they're responsible for upwards of 40 to 50% of the purchases. So those 10% of people that go to McDonald's 2 and 3 times a day, they're responsible for like 40% of the profits. So if those 10% of the people are the ones that take GLP-1 drugs, that's that could be a problem for not just McDonald's, but like Coke, Pepsi, all the junk food. You know, Yum, Pizza Hut. Yeah, pizza's one of the things that they pizza and fried chicken, that's like one of the biggest things they don't eat so much. And that's what Yum runs, KFC and Pizza Hut, so among other things. Be careful out there. Expectation for the day. Maybe drift a little higher into the FOMC. Not sure what the reaction out of the FOMC is going to be. So I'm very conflicted right now because we left the bottom a little unfinished. And this move up has been corrective. A little bit overlapping on the small time frames. So see how these swings overlap and come almost complete retraces, even though they're higher lows. That's not the best price action. We don't want to see these deep retraces. Now this could be some sort of leading diagonal. We could see a deep retrace that holds a higher low, and then we bust out higher. That's entirely possible. Out of the FOMC, I do kind of expect that we're going to see some kind of dip. I don't know if the initial reaction is going to be a dip or if it'll be a pop and then a big dip. We may see a dip. It may come all the way back down to the 41.50 area where we consolidated right here. I am looking at the futures because it has the overnight action. Be careful. All right, be careful, be careful. I'll be in Discord while we do the FOMC stuff, and hope to see you tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. We got, like I said, 220 companies reporting earnings before the open tomorrow. Holy cow, that's a lot. And I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if you said anything that was useful. And I'll see you tomorrow for another